rumor has it, and this was a popular meal at the time, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up, possum and taters, which sounds like a Samwise Gamgee and Gollum collab dish, but it's a real thing that they did.
What? They had possum at the White House?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Welcome back.
Hey, Hannah. How you doing?
95. I'm fine.
Fine.
How are you?
Fine. Wow. Are you mad at me? What's going on? You're like, I'm fine.
Well, are you mad at me?
Yeah. No, you were mad at me first. All right.
I think neither of us are mad at each other, but
nothing's wrong.
We're going insane. What is happening right now?
It's been a crazy
I'm fine.
Life.
Yeah.
But more importantly, now you know everything about the last 3 Predator movies, which I explained to you in depth before we started recording, which was very important.
Yes. After I was like, what's new with you? And he was like, here's the last 3 Predator movies. I'm like, okay, sounds like your life's going great. That sounds like things are stable and good.
No, also, okay, so quick story before we start. And this is a story that I didn't tell you before we recorded because I thought it would be funny to just tell you on the air because people who listen, the tens of people who listen to the show will find this interesting. But, and I'll try to keep it brief because, I like to just get directly into our tabs. But what you need to know is this past weekend, I went to visit my friend Logan in Salt Lake City. And Logan, I've mentioned him before on the podcast. He's the one that I used to be in a band with. He's the one that we were obsessed with November Rain and Guns N' Roses and all that stuff.
Yep.
I had not been to Salt Lake City. So the last time I was in Salt Lake City was like 2007, I think, or 6. I can't remember the exact year, somewhere around there.
Was it for his wedding?
It was for his graduation.
It was graduation.
From college, yeah. And he was always like, so there was a couple of things that prompted this trip, right? One was that, because when I went to see him at that time, he was like, it would always bum me out that you came here and like we didn't get a chance to go do I didn't get a chance to show you any of Salt Lake City or like anything around the area because we had to go to my dumb graduation and there was like a big kerfuffle with the commencement speaker and all this stuff. So it would just turn into like a big thing where we just didn't have time to do anything.
I remember that year.
And then so anyway, so that happened. And then also I guess at some point I wasn't there for this. Logan had gone to some AFI show in like I don't know, somewhere around that time, maybe. And it was in LA. And he said, he was like crowd surfing and it was awesome. And it was the first couple of songs of the show. And he basically lost his wallet when he was crowd surfing and he was like bummed out. No. And then so he spent the rest of the show trying to find his wallet and he ended up finding it in the toilet. And he was like really bummed about it. But he was like, because we used to love AFI. And he was like, man, I've always had this other thing that's like unfinished that I never really got to see AFI like properly in concert, like in their heyday. So lo and behold, AFI is playing last week in Salt Lake City. I haven't listened to AFI in like 20 years. I still, it's got the nostalgia thing, but it's not anything I'm putting on in terms of being like, oh my God, did you hear the new AFI record? So Logan was like, let's do this. Cause we did the Guns N' Roses show in Detroit that I mentioned before. So we're like, all right, let's do this one. So we have a blast. We go bowling beforehand. Logan gets 4 strikes in a row. It's incredible.
Wait, this last weekend?
This last weekend, 4 strikes in a row is mind-boggling. Is this crazy weekend where all these amazing things happen. In the middle of the show, sorry, not in the middle of the show, we're watching the concert. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are playing, they're in the World Series, it's the final game. During the finale encore is when they finally win the series. So I'm just like, like in the middle of it. Yeah.
So you went bowling, right?
So we went bowling and then the concert. We go to Zion the next day. So it's like amazing. I got to see Zion National Park, one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Gorgeous.
All these like loops are getting closed of like this tension of things that had not been done, that we had not been able to complete. And, I go to the airport on Monday. We're having a great time. Logan and I, and then our friend Doug, who we're with, we're just like, man, it was really cool to be able to close all those loops and like finish all this stuff that had happened and like sort of make a lot of make a lot of wrongs right. Yeah. And I get home and I go to sleep. Now, the thing I have not told you in this story very purposefully is who was the commencement speaker at Logan's graduation?
I already know. I protested it. I was there.
Why don't you tell the audience who it was?
Dick Cheney. Yes. Dude, I was at the protest for that at the college and he died. Oh my gosh. So what a beautiful.
So all these loops were closed and I get home, wake up, Dick Cheney's dead. So sometimes, guys, the universe, it takes a long
Sometimes.
time, but all these things can fix themselves in a row of dominoes at once. And I couldn't tell you, I was screaming. Obviously, I was going to scream anyway when he died because rest in piss,
Well,
absolute war criminal. But
absolute
the fact
piss,
that
yeah.
it had this, like, it happened in this succession of, like, the last time I was there, I was like, I'm like, this isn't real. This is, like, made up. Like, I can't believe this actually happened. So anyway, I thought that was really funny that was the conclusion of this trip.
What a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Anyway, that was my Utah update that I knew you would be really excited to talk about because it's
Yeah.
about Utah. But
Yeah.
is there anything else you want to discuss, or should we get into it today for
Let's
our
get
tabs
into it.
today? Okay, I
We'll get
believe.
into it.
Am I up first this week?
You're up first, yeah.
I'm up first. Okay.
What do you have?
So my tab today has to do with a business rivalry.
Classic Kaveh again.
Just wait.
Just rivalry.
Just wait. We
Is
all
someone
know.
going to get shot in the balls this time, or is somebody going to like bring hippos to the U.S.? Which one is it?
I mean, you're not far off. There's some. Okay, just hold your judgment. But yes,
I'm not judging. I'm delighted.
No, not judgment. I'm sorry. What's the word I'm thinking of? I guess hold off on your guesses until I get through it. But we all know the brands that succeeded throughout history and their less fortunate competitors that simply faded into obscurity, right? We've got Facebook versus MySpace, Netflix versus Blockbuster, the People's Republic of China versus the United States of America. We all have examples of things that have faded away in relevance.
Yep. Or they're
And
in the
recently,
process of it. Yeah.
I read about a competition that I hadn't even heard of before and I didn't even know was a thing. And like all kids, at some point in our lives, we ended up being owners of the iconic teddy bear, right?
Yeah.
But what if I were to tell you, in its infancy, the teddy bear had a staunch rival for control of the market?
Oh, no.
What could it have possibly been? What could be something that was as adorable and great and useful than that kids would want to cuddle up to? Was it a teddy twink? Was it a teddy otter? I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You want to take a guess?
What did it be like back then? Like dogs? Cats?
No, Hannah.
A bird?
It's even dumber than you think.
Yes.
You ready?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Back in 1909, the teddy bear was poised to be overthrown by none other than Billy Possum.
Like the rat-tailed freaks that walk around the neighborhood at night? Those ones?
Yep.
Oh, no. I hope that weird possum tail was accurate.
Listen, this
Ooh,
rivalry was about more than...
possum?
Yep.
I wish history had gone differently. I would love to have a possum in my bed. Holding a possum when I just picturing a kid being like, I am having nightmares, and the parent being like, just hold your possum tighter.
Yeah. Hold this overgrown rat that looks like it's screaming all the time. But it's plush.
I'm a possum apologist in a lot of ways, but not for this. Go on.
But this rivalry was about more than just who got to be hugged harder. It was, like all things today, about politics.
Oh, okay.
And for that, I'm going to start with a little bit of context, as I like to do. Let's begin with our old friend, Tedrick.
Oh, Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah, Tedrick.
Cannot believe I understood that that's what you meant.
Because I'm going to be like giving you nonsense for the next 25 minutes.
100%, yeah. Tedrick,
So
the best president.
The best president, yeah. The name teddy bear comes from none other than, of course, our 26th president, Teddy Roosevelt, which, by the way, was a nickname he apparently hated, but who cares? He's dead now. We're just going to talk about it. So this all began in the fall of 1902 when Teddy was invited by the governor of Mississippi to go bear hunting in his state with some of like the boys, him and his crew.
Oh, yeah. Loved that.
And at some point in the trip, everyone had killed a bear except poor old Tedrick. And this was a big deal because hunting was like very famously like his thing, right?
Yeah.
He was known for being a hunter. If you remember earlier in this year when I did like you said, the Hippo Bill episode, it was all about like one of the Freddies who was like following Teddy Roosevelt on his trip across Africa and talking about it. So Teddy Roosevelt and hunting were like synonymous essentially. But of course, all of a sudden now he's on this trip. He's not killing a black bear. He looks like a doofus and like a chungus compared to everybody else. So
I can picture it now. Big old chungus trying to find a bear to kill.
So some of Teddy's aides got together and like jumped a black bear and beat it up and then tied it to a tree. And then they brought him over and they were like, hey, look, boss, we got you a bear. We just like beat it up and we tied it to this tree. And if you want, you could just shoot it right now in the face. We should get a raise, right? Then we do great, boss. Don't we do great?
I bet he loved that.
Oh, 100%. And of course, Teddy is like, listen, first of all, you guys are absolute morons and idiots. Like, shut up. Of course, shooting a tied up animal was anathema to a famous hunter like Tedward. He refused to do it, and he demanded that the bear be put out of its misery, but he was not going to be the one to do it. This became the topic of a very famous political cartoon by Clifford Berryman in the Washington Post, which was posted on November 16th, 1902. Here is the comic, in case you hadn't seen it. I'm sure you've heard of this story before, but...
No.
Oh, you hadn't heard this.
No, I knew that it was... The teddy bears were named after Teddy Roosevelt, but not the... Okay, so this comic is Teddy Roosevelt, like, turning his back and putting a hand up to pretty much being like, I won't kill this cute little bear that this guy is holding. It's a tiny, cute little bear.
Yeah. He's kind of doing the talk to the hand almost is what it looks like he's doing.
Yeah, he is doing the talk to the hand.
And again... He kind of looks like Morpheus from The Matrix. He's got those weird glasses on.
He does. And it says, drawing the line in Mississippi.
So this cartoon, I guess, was printed, like I said, in November 16, 1902. But then they kind of kept coming back to it. It kind of became a meme. And
Nice.
every time that they would draw this, it would become subsequently like a cuter looking bear that was like more doe-eyed and like young looking. And it evolved and became more and more cute. So a guy named Morris Mictum saw the Berryman drawing of Roosevelt and was inspired to create a teddy bear, which he made and sold in his candy shop in New York City with a sign reading Teddy's Bear. And the rest is history.
Oh, what? That's why? Because he decided not to shoot this bear in the face?
That's basically it, yeah.
Did they end up killing the bear anyway? Like, did somebody kill it?
That's a good question. I think they did put it down because it was already like half beaten to death anyway, and it was just sitting there like helpless. So, and I know that he demanded that it get put down, not because like for any cruel, he was like put it out of its misery, but he was like, I'm not going to do it. And I'm certainly not going to do it tied up to a tree. He's like, do the noble thing and put it out.
It's like, I have some honor. I have honor.
Yeah.
President was honor. That's insane to me to think about.
I don't remember what that's like. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Also a president who's now dead, which one of those has happened recently. Because let's all remember, he was not vice president. He was the real shadow president. Talking about Dick Cheney again, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so that's Teddy and his bear. But
I love that.
Edgar Allan Poe also had some history with possums.
What a line. Put that on a shirt.
On October 16th, 1901, Tedwardo invited his friend and advisor, Booker T. Washington.
I'm not going to get through this. You're laughing more than me.
I was really proud of Tedwardo and Edgar Allan Poe.
I like Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe invited his friend and advisor, Booker T. Washington, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Booker T. Washington was a black man. He invited him to the White House for dinner.
That's a big deal.
Truthfully, I'm not that well versed in Roosevelt's views on race, but let's just assume he would not be leading the Rough Riders towards reinstating DEI. He wasn't he's sort of like a complicated sort of progressive in some way, but not really in a lot of other ways. And I think, let's just say, he probably thought by being like, Booker T is one of the good ones, he was being progressive probably. But in, it's a different time. I wouldn't say that he's like, let's not make statues of him based on his views on race. No. But at the time that he did that, it was a big deal, like you said. Yeah. And it doesn't seem to be quite clear. This might be sort of a conspiracy, sort of a thing that was made up in the press, but kind of what's remembered or what was taken away from it, it had to do with the dinner that they had, specifically what they ate. And rumor has it, and this was a popular meal at the time, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
No.
Possum and taters, which sounds like a Samwise Gamgee and Gollum collab dish, but it's a real thing that they did.
What? They had possum at the White House? Makes me want to...
And taters, precious. What's taters, precious? What's possum and taters, precious?
God, man. That's disgusting. I'm sure it tastes fine. But
do you think? I don't know. I don't think possum tastes good.
The only time I see possums are when they're just like scampering around outside or they're dead on the street.
Yeah, it is not. I don't look at that animal and I'm like, let's barbecue this guy up and make him into a smash burger. Smash possum. I mean, it's roadkill.
Anyway, so
it's halfway there.
The president's eating possum with Booker T. Washington.
Yes. And at least according to like the press and like, sort of how it's been remembered. Now, on the surface, eating possum wasn't a big deal. That was very common. At least to the Northerners, it wasn't a very big deal. In the South, possum and taters was like their jam.
Oh, they loved it.
To see the president of the United States invite a black man into the White House and serve him possum is basically like declaring war on the South all over again. They were like absolutely like, I don't know, they don't have pearls, right? I don't know if you would call it pearl clutching.
They were very fancy.
That's true. So they're absolute pearl clutching. Yeah. It was super offensive to a lot of them. And they thought it was like political suicide. They were like, we can't believe that you did this. This is
only white people can eat the giant rat.
Yeah, okay? Exactly.
No one else.
So Teddy does this and people in the South are mad. And now we fast forward to January of 1909, which is when...
Wait, pause. I just want to make sure everyone knows I know it's a marsupial and not a rat or a rodent.
Sure.
Go on.
I'm sure that the people who are listening to this podcast would be really angry. That's the thing that they're going to fixate on the Instagram reels. It's just being like, they're actually not this, it's this. No,
you never know.
Non thing in the conversation that people end up commenting on, which is always so funny.
Always.
Fast forward to January 1909. William Howard Taft is set to be the next POTUS. And Taft was interested in mending things with the South. And he was to be honored at a banquet at the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce down in Georgia. Okay. And at Taft's request, the main course was to be, you guessed it, possum and taters. So many saw this as a sort of dog whistle, kind of like being all like, oh, mea culpa, guys. Sorry that we had a black guy eating, taters and possum in the White House. And sorry about all that, like, Tedwin, being progressive stuff. I'm going to set things right. So don't even trip. Let's have a proper Southern meal in the South. Wow. Black people aren't invited. We're just going to have like a gay old time here.
Jeez. And, so sensitive. Everyone's sensitive. Oh, babies.
Oh, yeah.
Grow
all
a pair.
Totally.
Just little babies. No, babies are cute.
That's true. So, of course, the press runs with this. On January 10th, 1909, an issue of the Atlantic Constitution ran this political cartoon, which I'm going to send to you now.
Okay. So this time it says the new national toy. If teddy bear, why not Billy? Sorry. Billy Possum. And it's Taft. Gigantic, of course, because he was very well known to be the biggest president we've ever had, holding a possum with a bow around it and saying, beat it, teddy bear, beat it. And then, what is this? Oh, the teddy bear is down there with Teddy Roosevelt saying, I can see my finish. And then there's a turtle saying, both of you are nature fakers.
In quotes,
guess you had to be there.
I don't know what that is, but I just thought that was fun. I can see my finish.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I love the Billy, because William, I see. William Taft.
Billy Possum.
I'm Billy Possum.
Billy Possum. So the cartoon comes out. Now everyone's like super excited about this possum and taters party.
Billy Possum sounds like an outlaw. Like, my stagecoach was robbed by Billy Possum and his crew.
Billy Possum. He's all, hey there, put your hands up before I give you a mouthful of taters. That's how he robs people.
And then he just opens his mouth in a silent scream. Just like a possum, yeah.
Or he's like, listen, if you don't do what I tell you, if you don't give me all your money, I'm going to chew taters with my mouth open. And you're going to have to sit there and listen to it. Yeah.
As long
misophonia,
as you don't...
what's it called when you have that? Yeah, that's the condition you said I have.
The thing we both have.
Yeah.
Where we feel like physically violent toward people we love if they're chewing loud. Or anybody.
Yeah, that's what Billy Possum does. He just goes around chewing taters all loud. Disgusting and screaming.
I'd give someone all my money.
Just go away. Just be like, there's not much to take. Get out of here,
Billy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see you.
So this Possum and Taters party, it's going to be off the hook. And everyone at the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce is like, listen, Taft is coming. This is going to be sick. We got to go all out. We got to get the fattest ass possum known to man because we're about to have the fattest ass president ever come to our town.
He was fat. And no one ever stopped talking about that at the time. Like, I'm sure all the political cartoons were just like, look at this gigantic president.
I mean, look at that drawing, the political cartoon I sent you. He just looks like a balloon with legs.
He looks like Augustus Gloop. He looks like a little German boy, but huge.
Mm-hmm. With a mustache. And so they're like, gotta have a big possum for the big appetite. And sure enough, they cooked him an absolute unit of 18 pounds.
Whoa, that's big.
18-pound possum. And Taft, predictably, went to town on it.
Okay, guys, here we go. I'm diving headfirst into this possum. No.
This is my favorite part. According to the alternative press, quote, after several helpings to the dish, Mr. Taft received a message from a doctor sitting nearby to be careful, but he paid no attention to the warning.
No, he didn't. Why would he? He's the president.
I'm the president. Don't tell me what to do.
However many pounds of possum meat he can get his hands on. He can do whatever
18.
he wants.
Yeah, his fat ass kept going. Just eating and eating. It was like a mukbang. Yeah, it was a possum mukbang for him.
Possum mukbang. No.
He's just Matt Stoneying that bitch. Or Kobayashi. Just like.
Kobayashi, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just shoving possum into mouth.
A possum eating contest instead of a hot dog eating contest.
Ew. He's just dipping the possum into the water and then just slurping it down whole.
To make it easier to just swallow in one piece. Yeah. America.
It's the worst image. Yep. And anyway, after he's all
brought me a story
up,
about eating possums. I'm sorry.
It's true. Listen, no, it's my own fault. I grossed myself out. So he's done eating, he's doing whatever. He's like unbuttoning his pants and he's like smoking a cigar and like drinking brandy or whatever they would have done back then.
Yeah.
And there's like music playing, they're having fun. And some of his local boosters, they come over and they present him with a small plush possum.
Oh.
The toy, they told Taft, was designed to be the next big thing. It was named Billy Possum, successor of the teddy bear. Mm-hmm. And as soon as hearing that, everyone went ape shit and they all laughed for like 10 minutes. It was like the funniest thing ever because real comedy, like the kind that they have at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, like hadn't been invented yet. Mm-hmm. So this is that to them, that was the funniest thing.
This was their Riyadh Comedy Festival.
This was the Riyadh Comedy Festival of its day. We're just eating slurping down possums and laughing at possum dolls.
Laughing and slurping and cornholing except Buster. Wait, what is it? Everyone's
laughing and
possuming except Buster. I don't know, man. My brain connects a lot of words.
I understand. No, you're right.
End up back at Arrested Development.
Yep, exactly. So the next day, Taft is all hyped from the night before it. He tells reporters, quote, well, I certainly like possum. I ate very heartily of it last night, and it did not disturb in the slightest my digestion or sleep.
Yeah, I don't think anything would, bro.
Also, I kind of feel
Taco Bell. That would obliterate him.
You think Taco Bell would have obliterated him?
I think it would immediately kill. Hey, what's his name?
William Howard Taft? Yes.
I think it would kill him. Sorry. Go on.
I don't know. I don't think it would. I think the thing that would kill him is like any kind of spice because he's eating those taters and possum with like nothing on it. It's just
nothing
straight
on them, just plain possum meat.
Not even pepper, like not even like he's not putting bay leaf in there. They're not like putting paprika on the potatoes. He's just having them straight. It's boiled potatoes, probably. I bet. Anyway. Which, it's funny to like tell the press that because I'm like, it's not like he's going to come out and be like, whoa, let me tell you about the diarrhea I had last night from eating all that possum. He's not going to say that.
No. Why would he?
He's had the runniest shits from that 18-pound possum it was like giving birth last night. He's not going to say that.
Nobody wants everyone to know that it all went well.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So it's cool and everyone reads about it and they're like, oh my God. The possum blossom, he's chilling, they're having fun, there's this little toy. Everyone thought it was fun. They're like, oh, that's cute, whatever, let's move on. But that was just the normies, all right? Mm-hmm. The non-entrepreneurs, as I like to call them.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The founders, they're built a little bit different, okay? They're always looking for their value proposition. And suddenly, there was a way to be the premier disruptor of the teddy bear industry. They needed to get a minimum viable product to market fast as to capture this gigantic wave of popularity that was surely to come from this incredible joke.
Yeah. I got nothing to say to that. Go on.
It's terrible. I hate everything. Wealthy Georgia widow Susie Wright Allgood was the founder to do
Allgood?
this. All good, man.
It's all good.
It's like Saul Goodman.
Oh, yeah.
Descendant of Saul Goodman. I forgot to send you this picture. Sorry, before
Descendant
I go on.
of Saul Goodman. In 1909.
Here's the Possum
dinner?
Blossom dinner, yeah.
Just a bunch of dudes in suits eating possum. Look at that.
Wow, okay. Tuxes.
Man, imagine putting on a tux and eating possum.
Listen, I think for some people it's like, imagine putting on a tux and not eating possum. What the hell did I put it on for?
Why am I wearing this tux if there's no possum at this dinner? I'm not putting a tux on until I know there's possum there.
Exactly. There's no point. So Susie Wright Allgood, right?
Yes.
She got her son, who was a Wall Street broker, to quickly form the Georgia Billy Possum Company with an office in the Flatiron Building in New York City. And within a week, Allgood met with patent lawyers, designers, and manufacturers to get possum toys into production in time for Taft's March 4th inauguration.
This is like the second worst thing the state of Georgia has ever done.
Susie's goal was for each Georgia delegate to wear a little baby Billy Possum in the parade.
Oh, like pinned to their shirts or whatever?
I guess. I don't really know.
like a boutonniere, but a tiny possum?
I think, yeah.
Man,
I'm not sure exactly what that was supposed to look like.
I wish I could get married again so that those could be my bouquet.
I thought you were going to say so I could marry a possum named Billy.
No, never.
Susie got to work doing what you and I are absolutely incapable of, which is marketing the ever-loving shit out of her product. First thing she did was go to the press, and she presented herself as a simple Georgia cracker, which, by the way, not the derogatory term for white people cracker, but apparently at that time, cracker meant you were like a descendant of like OG British people in America or something.
I'm pretty sure it always meant cracker as in crack the whip. What?
No, apparently that's what they called themselves. They're like, I'm just a simple Georgia cracker. Look it up. You don't believe me? Go ahead, fact check it right now on the air.
I believe you. I'm not going to. You're challenging me?
I insist. Yes, I insist you to challenge me. I challenge you to challenge me.
You insist you to challenge me? Is that what you just said?
Listen, this is what happens when we record an hour later than I'm used to recording, is that my brain starts to fall apart.
You've already started wilting.
I always tell you this, or like my brain ceases to work correctly. I have like 4 hours of the day where I'm actually able to speak concisely, and then the rest of the time I'm like...
Interesting to see how this is going to interact with my tab. I'll say that.
Yes, apparently it was not... Again, she was saying about herself, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Scotch-Irish settlers in the South.
Oh, was it Scotch-Irish, not British?
They were known for their use of whips to herd livestock. Today, cracker can refer to someone from Georgia. So it was used in Elizabethan England to describe someone who was a boaster or a braggart. And then in the colonies, it was applied to Scots, Irish, and English settlers in the South. And then some people suggest it could be associated with cracking the whip on livestock. Interesting.
Anyway, that's what it was not, cracker as we refer to it now, which is, a cracker. I don't even know how you describe a biscuit.
Yeah.
A flavorless biscuit.
Flavorless biscuit that you put in soup.
Anyway, she's calling herself a Georgia cracker, and people are like, oh my God, we love her. She's the best. She's so charming. And a bunch of the papers were like, oh my God, Susie, one of the hottest bitches we've ever seen in the South. Like, for real.
She was hot
real.
then.
Actually, I was like, her? She looked about as Ann as the nose on Plain's face. Let me send you a picture of her.
Oh, look, she's a 1907-10, okay? Oh, her?
Oh, the look of disappointment was great. Listen, we're not here to judge people's looks, but the press has put this out there to be like, this is the most beautiful woman in the South.
Okay. I'm glad for the South, for their beautiful woman. I don't know what to say to that without sounding horrible. She's fine.
Anyway, so Susie and her son also came up with some innovative marketing ideas, a lot of which involved showing people real live possums, because, that's what else are you going to do? And
check this out. Open up her jacket and it's full of possums.
Full of possums, like it would have been Rolexes. But you know what I think of when I think of live animals? Broadway, obviously, musicals.
Oh, forgot that you love them.
Love musicals. Susie arranged for a live possum to appear on stage with Anna Held, Broadway's most popular musical comedy star.
Okay.
The
Oh no, this
actress,
isn't
the
gonna
actress
end
was
well.
a pioneer of publicity stunts and product endorsement. And to be fair,
Oh,
Held had
interesting.
previously appeared on stage with life-size teddy bears, so it kind of was the smart move to get her with
Oh,
Possums in terms of like the rebrand. Here's a picture of her with teddy bears, which
wow.
that looks like a fun little musical to go see.
Yeah. Look at the one in the front posing all like sultry.
She's all, hey there.
I love that.
Held walked out with the possum during the last verse of her number, I've lost my little brown bear, a surprise said to bring down the house. So she's
everyone
literally
liked it, huh?
paying them to be like, oh, we're not even going to have like my little brown bear anymore. Now brown bear is going to be a possum. So they're just doing everything they can to like beat down the legacy of Theodore Roosevelt and teddy bears.
Jeez. Okay.
This was a story I don't really want to get into, but her son threw some absolutely insane party in New York that included dipping 2 live possums into a punch bowl of champagne. It's not fun. You don't really want to read about it, but
no, did they die? Did they drown them in champagne? Is that what happened?
I'm not quite clear. I know that they were eating a lot of possum stuff there. Like I read the thing about it and I'm like, I don't need to know about this, but it seems like some weird debauchery, something or other with possums.
Incredible.
And to top it all off, Susie was going to sell the next great children's book based on Billy Possum.
It's a great move. That's a good next move.
According to the Smithsonian.com, quote, in the spirit of Joel Chandler Harris's popular Uncle Remus stories, in which the formerly enslaved title character recounts African-American folktales of animal characters such as Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox, Allgood planned to make a photo book that would lean into Southern stereotypes about eating possums that were rooted in white supremacy.
Yep. Second you said Brer Rabbit, I was like, uh-oh.
You're like, ugh. So mercifully, the book never came to be published, so thank God.
Oh, thank goodness. The yikes.
But she did hire one of her friends to go around and like they were trying to find people to photograph with a possum to try and like make it happen. But for whatever reason, it didn't come to print.
Thank goodness.
Avoided that one. Meanwhile, Taft, he's going around the country and his fat ass is being given even more and more possums. They just keep coming up to him because it's like a full-on meme now. Everywhere he goes, people are bringing him possums. Yeah. Or they're just bringing him live ones. They're just bringing him live ones in cages. They're like, oh, hey, idiot, you like possums? Here, fat ass, eat this. It's like possum shawarma where they're like, you know, cutting it off or like, like on a spit roast.
Oh, would you try possum shawarma?
No, I would not. I don't think I would try possum. I don't want to eat oversized rat. Yeah, I guess I'm not a true American. I guess racists in the South will not appreciate me not eating possum and taters.
The police will break in and be like, this non-white person is eating possum. Get him.
I don't know if I can ever recover from this. And the press is making fun of it all. I guess at some point, like a possum randomly got into like the White House and they're like, "Ooh, possum tries to break into the White House." So, like everyone's having fun with it. They love it. And Taft's getting irritated, but it didn't matter because the meme had taken on this kind of political momentum and it was useful to the Taft administration as a way to erase the legacy of Teddifer Roosevelt. The market flooded with Billy Possum postcards, pins, and posters. And pretty soon, Billy Possum gets a sidekick. You know what his name is? What? Jimmy Possum. Jimmy was named after Vice President James Sherman.
Okay.
Here's one terrible ad. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is disgusting. Hello, Bill. It's this. Okay. So this is Possum, dead-eyed Possum, wearing what looks like a little suit made of the American flag, holding a top hat. We love Billy Possum. His coat is so warm. Even if we eat him, he'll do us no harm. No more teddy bear. Will be fondle with glee. Billy Possum in future our mascot shall be. Okay, I don't like any poem that has the word warm and
fondle
possum and fondle and glee in it. Just not good. Not a good mix. Yeah, I hate this drawing.
Here's the one of Billy Possum with Jimmy Possum.
Oh, are they playing golf? Billy Possum and Jimmy Possum on the links. And are they caddies? Yeah, they're caddies. They're golf caddies.
The Capitol building's in the background.
They're playing golf in front of the Capitol building. Yikes.
Yeah, it's all of it's big yikes. So people are writing songs about it. It all happens very quickly. Like anything. It was like the
never changed.
Kind of viral meme of its day. By the early spring, the Georgia Billy Possum Company, incredible name, by the way, Georgia
It's
Billy
amazing.
Possum Company. It starts to run into problems.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the Billies come in 3 different options: life size, medium, and 4 inches long.
Uh-huh. So not a normal sizing rank. What is that even? So wait, you have like a regular kind you can hold like a teddy bear, a 4-inch tall one, and then one that's the size of you?
I have no idea. It's like, I
Like
was
a
like, did
possum.
Tim Cook take over this or something? Where he's just like, here, we need to have like a Billy Possum Pro, like 16 versus the Billy Possum SE versus the Billy Possum 12, 14 SX. Like, too many options. They've ruined it. You just need one. That was
You
the
just
whole
need
point.
one. You don't need a Billy Possum body pillow. That's not going to do you any good. Well, you might, but
I wouldn't go that far, Hannah. All right, speak for yourself. So Susie, though, doesn't matter. She can't be stopped. This is one dumb idea after the next. So she had plans for a new version that would be, quote, a toy in the form of a possum carrying its young that would feature a pouch full of baby possums.
Okay, I'd buy that. That's cute.
I know you would. Here is
What does that mean?
the patent drawing.
Oh, okay. So it's like, yeah, it shows the like pattern for stitching it and stuff, and yeah, little baby possums in its pouch, because again, it is a marsupial, the only one outside of Australia.
Yep. Which apparently that's possum and opossum. I had to look this
different.
up. So possums are the actual ones that are in Australia, but opossum with the O is the one that's in the Americas. But we just call them possum here anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to say opossum.
Opossum.
What
just
are they,
possum.
Irish?
Yeah, opossum. But listen, shockingly, most kids didn't seem to want to own a giant screaming rat-faced doll that was a political marketing tool that slept in their bed with them.
Made by a white supremacist.
Made by a white supremacist, yeah. They weren't selling well. And to make matters worse, almost as soon as production began, Billy Possum landed in the Supreme Court of New York after the All Goods accused one of their manufacturers, Harry Nadler, of violating their exclusive contract and making Billy Possums for other companies. And in late February, the judge issued a temporary injunction barring Nadler from making possums for anyone except the Georgia Billy Possum Company. Should we start a band called the Georgia Billy Possum Company?
Absolutely, we should. Which one of us is Jimmy and which one of us is Billy?
I think you can be Jimmy and I'll be Billy.
Okay. I'll be Jimmy. I have more Jimmy Possum energy.
So then, on April 1st, this is my favorite, a fire broke out at Nadler's warehouse.
Oh, no.
As firefighters climbed to the top floor of the building to battle the blaze, they were blocked by boxes of stuffed toys. So they just started throwing them out the windows in a move that absolutely devastated all the local kids.
That is
boxes of flaming Billy Possums flying out the window onto the street.
That is comedy. That's perfect comedy.
Perfect visual metaphor. Sadly, Nadler's company was eventually forced to file for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Tragic. There were knockoff competitors too, but eventually the whole thing just petered out. They were trying so hard to make fetch happen, but by the end of the summer, Billy Possum was as relevant as Hawk Tuah. Just another meme that was gone like a fart in the wind.
Yep. As memes always do.
Yep. Teddy bears, on the other hand, are an absolute icon. And part of the thinking goes that aside from being cute and not a giant rat doll, the Roosevelt story was rooted in compassion. Because it's immoral to kill an animal for no reason when it's tied up. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and kill an animal for no reason in the wild, like a man.
Yeah, like a man. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so rest in peace. Or should I say, rest in piss, Billy Possum.
Or should you say rest in possum?
Oh, rest in possum!
Rest in possum, Dick Cheney.
I was about to say that. Rest in possum, Dick Cheney. Anyway.
I kind of love Billy Possum, though. I kind of want my own Billy Possum.
You can still find it online, actually.
You can?
Yeah. I think it's all really expensive.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah. They're ugly as shit. All of this Billy Possum thing is just horrible and ugly and a terrible idea from the beginning. Not just because of the horribly racist undertones, but it's just like not a good. Again, I know that there, especially this podcast, we're just going to people be like, I'm like a research scientist and I love possums. Yeah. They're going to send us like a bunch of fun facts about possums. It'll probably make me change my mind, much like you changed my mind about pigeons in terms of how functional they are and useful. But still, I don't think I want to sleep with one in my bed.
No.
Hot take.
Our friend Daria Ascanova has had a pet possum that she slept with.
I mean, there's nothing against an actual possum, the animal. I'm just talking about like the stuffed possum in bed with me is the thing that I'm like, I don't think that doesn't sound very fun. No. Although, to be fair, I was going to say, to be fair, I don't think anybody really tried to like cutify. What's the term that they use? I forget the term. There's a term that they use for making something cute. But they have not really cutified the possum. So maybe I just didn't think hard enough about how you really design this and make it cuter and cuter.
I don't know. Look, I appreciate the possums for what they do for the neighborhood. They're good. They like kind of keep a perimeter around houses and stuff. And like, they're good for something. But looking up close at them, I'm like, no, I don't want one of those.
Yeah, no. This isn't a judgment about the functionality of a possum. It's about like specifically as a design that you can cuddle with.
Yeah.
But this also brings up an important point, right? Which is that the teddy bear was iterated, right? Yeah. The longer this thing went on, the kind of funnier it became to make it cuter and cuter and cuter, which is how they ended up on the design that ended up being the teddy bear. Whereas this was a meme that was like immediately tried to be capitalized on and turned into a thing without it actually naturally seeing if it had legs or if it could have evolved into something. If they had like let it stay for a little bit longer, maybe we would have had possums and somebody wasn't trying to like shoehorn some political agenda into something and it could have been like a natural piece. I don't know.
It could have been good. I mean, like, and also it's rooted in the president eating them, which is a little less cute. Yeah. And it feels forced. And that's
maybe they could have done chocolate possums that you put under your pillow, kind of like the mint ones that you always. I guess they don't do that anymore, but at least you get in your hotel. Like there's a little chocolate possum that you sleep on top of, and you pick it out, and it's mint chocolate. It's great.
We should start that business.
Let's do it. Chocolate possums.
Chocolate possums, better than Harry Potter. We're gonna write our own book, and there's gonna be a wizard boy that eats chocolate possum.
Eat shit, JK. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Well, that was nonsense. I loved that. It was amazing.
I told you this was going to be stupid.
I really liked that because it just was it's very American in its all of it, especially with the shoehorning of capitalism into like a popular meme about somebody deciding not to shoot a bear in the face. I'm sorry, the president deciding not to shoot a bear in the face. It's just, right. That right there is like...
It's fully like, we need a Joe Rogan for the left. It was like, we need a teddy bear for the right. It's basically what they were trying to do. And it failed, obviously.
That possum was the Theo Von of if we're going by that
controversial takes. Yeah. That possum would have definitely had Hitler on his show. Just talk to him about like whatever.
Just to talk. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just gaining perspective. I'm just hearing what other people have to say. I'm not here to judge. Just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I can't have you on my show to talk to you about whatever it is. What motivates you?
Yeah. Oh, hate?
Cool.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Hatred and fear.
Maybe we can find an overlap. Anyway, that's my tab. Thank you for listening.
Of course.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't have a choice. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's all of its stupidity. And,
I loved it.
Why don't you tell them about all the disgusting stuff that we inevitably had to cut from this episode and how they can join the Patreon?
We definitely cut out some stuff that probably really is a good thing.
Should be cut forever.
Cut it out forever. It might not even make it onto the Patreon, but it might, which means you can go on there and watch it, and you can watch us talk about all sorts of other stuff. We have tons of extras. We're still catching up with the Halloween episode with all of the extras with Alyssa of us just talking about nonsense.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we really appreciate the help because, as everyone knows, podcasts are harder to make than you'd think. And have research heavy, and so any financial contribution from listeners
I got to learn all about
appreciated.
Possums and the way to prepare a possum and eat it. Wait, don't we have some new patrons this week that we wanted to shout out?
We do. I think we have one new patron.
All right.
Their name is Allie.
Allie.
What's up, Allie? Woo! Thank you, Allie. I hope you enjoy all the nonsense on there. And anyway, Patreon.com/500 open tabs.
500. Anyway, Hannah, that's my tab. What do you got for us this week?
It's not a possum. It's not about opossums, but that's
awesome
for sure.
Possum.
But there is a dinner in it, and there are presidents in it.
Are they eating other presidents?
Yes, they're eating other presidents. The famous cannibal dinner at the White House.
This
Whites
Dick Cheney
only.
butt cheek is delicious. It's like fried pork belly.
He would taste horrible.
Ew.
Hatred doesn't have a good taste. It's like when things like giving cows a happy life, they taste better. Can't eat Dick Cheney.
Probably really gamey.
Gross. I've had a really hard time lately staying out of the Cold War era. And so this is yet another Cold War era story. I'm not going to tell you the article yet, it's actually from a video. So we're in early 1945, right?
Okay.
The war in Germany is looking like it's about to be won by the Allies. And
the Cold War you're talking about, right? In the early 1940s.
Yeah, the Cold War. We're going to get there. Give me a minute.
You looked you're like, I'm going to murder you right now.
Yeah, I was like, what
about the Cold War in the 1940s. That's
the cold one. No one hurt anyone. It was just...
They all protested peacefully in designated protest areas, and everyone talked through it. That's how we won World War II.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We had to find common ground.
Yeah, and that common ground was
empathy.
Nazis, I guess. Empathy.
No, it was about empathy. It was about people understanding
seeing each other as other humans and understanding where they come from.
Yeah.
And wanting to build bridges instead of burn them. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of building bridges with your enemies and friends alike, the Yalta Conference was happening. Ooh. And I don't know if you've heard of the 3 big conferences that happened that kind of dictated the Europe and the Middle East after World War II. And how
I was going to do one on the first one they ever did, funny enough.
Tehran.
Yep. I was going to do that as a tab at some point, but maybe you're going to cover it, so I don't have to.
I wasn't, but I was going to say the first one was in Tehran, which was then occupied by the British after they that whole horrible debacle. And
thanks, England.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Again and again and again and again and again. Every one of these stories. Every one of these stories comes back to you guys, all right?
Thanks, old Churchy.
So that was the first conference, and they discussed like, hey, Soviets, you can have some of Europe after this is all done. And they're like, cool, we'll talk later when we're closer to winning. And so then we arrive at the Yalta Conference, and this is held in Yalta, in Crimea. So many people, here's the thing, I'm going to say this right now, before anybody writes me an email. Many people say that this event took place at the Potsdam Conference, that later that year in August, but it did not. It did not, and I have reasons to show you that it did not. So, because there's a whole argument about it. So it did not take place in Potsdam. It took place in Yalta. As was normal for these conferences, on the outside they looked very like, oh look, they're working things out. But behind closed doors, they were absolute monsters to each other.
Oh yeah, they're all screaming at each other. Yeah,
screaming. Yeah. So Stalin and Churchill and Roosevelt. Stalin and Churchill absolutely loathed each other, hated every single thing about each other. And they both trusted Roosevelt the most. But Roosevelt was kind of a pushover, some argue. And then they were able to cooperate when they had a shared enemy. But then when that shared enemy was like going to get defeated, they were like, well, now what? We have completely different ideologies. And Stalin's like, you're both out to get me. And he was right. And I can't get too into the Yalta Conference, but what was talked about and decided upon in those meetings dictated the conflicts and politics that we are still seeing today. So it's a massive
deal, yeah.
The Yalta Conference was massive. Behind the scenes.
I would argue that most of what they're trying to do right now is dismantle what the effects of that were. That's basically what the last 10 years have been, essentially, is to undo everything they did at the Yalta Conference.
Yep.
That's what we're living through. It's great.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So yeah, we're still living in the aftermath of the Yalta Conference. I can't state enough what a huge hinging point in history this conference was. And they called them the Big Three. So while the Big Three were all having their meetings and divvying up countries that weren't theirs, as they love to do, the ambassadors and attaches and like people who were in the room were kind of like, this is tense. This is really insane. And so they were relieved when what?
I was going to say they were relieved when they all finally kissed at the end of it.
Yeah,
it was too much.
They made out. Actually, they were disgusted by Roosevelt and Churchill, but they did enjoy the Stalin-Churchill kiss. The tension was relieved. Suddenly it was like enemies to friends to lovers.
And after they were done kissing, Roosevelt was Churchill put his face away, and then all of a sudden there was a mustache on him, and they were like, it's fake this whole time. It's a clip-on.
Someone's like, give me that back. Clip-on mustache?
No, you can't see my facial scar.
Okay. Ooh. So everyone who was in the meetings was like, this is really tense, and everyone's yelling. They were relieved when the Soviets invited everybody to a dinner that was happening one of the nights after the conference. This was in February. I couldn't figure out which day it was. And this dinner, the Big Three decided not to go. So they sent all their ambassadors instead. So this was like a big ambassador, and so much booze. Everyone was like hammered, having a, whatever you're, delicious.
That's what they're doing. They're
they're all banging.
We're going to stay behind.
We have to go back to the hotel. Roosevelt, your room
so three-way
or
69.
mine?
Yeah.
Roosevelt's like, my room. We went to yours last time, Stalin. And Winston Churchill's like, never mind. I can't continue with this. They are kissing though. They are touching tips in the hotel room. So all these attachés, all these ambassadors are just tense from the meetings, and they're getting to finally unwind and drink all this vodka and all these stuff that what Russians are just like, here, look at us. We're friends. We can be friends. Just because they're all fighting doesn't mean we can't actually make this whole thing work later, like after this war is done. And so part of the whole like little friendship thing, they did this whole like presentation. So a group of children from the Young Pioneers, which was their version of scouting, so little Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, come out with this huge plaque, this wooden maple plaque in the shape. It's like a beautifully carved replica of the Great Seal of the United States. So it has the eagle and the E pluribus, whatever. And Harriman, the Ambassador Harriman, Avril Harriman, was really moved by it. He was like, this feels good. I feel better about things. Like, things are tense, but we can bridge these gaps. And he's visibly moved by it, and they're all having a great time. They're all drinking, eating delicious, probably, I don't know, possum or whatever they eat over there.
Russian possum, whatever it might be, yeah.
What would Russian possum be?
I got to be honest, I don't know a lot about Russian food. I think they've got like... I don't know any Russian food, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They do like they do sort of like a version of like pierogi and stuff, right?
And they got potatoes over there and
potatoes and stuff. It's gonna just end up being potatoes and possum.
Yeah,
That's
and something.
You can cook with vodka is the thing. I know vodka is a big
true.
thing. Obviously, you do cook with vodka when you make a lot of good sauces.
I want to go try Russian food sometime.
I think we should do that. I'm like, this is a kind of a huge gap in our knowledge right now. I'm like, I can't name a single Russian dish. This is bad.
Me neither.
I don't know anything.
Oh no!
Next tab. I've already done like 17 food tabs this year. I'm gonna have to do.
Why not do a Russian one?
Might as well. Let's just say there's Tetris pieces around it. I don't know.
Yeah, I love eating Tetris pieces. Their dish. So they're all eating Tetris pieces and drinking vodka. And after this dinner is over and after the conference is over, they go back, and the ambassador goes back to the home he lives in Moscow. Mm-hmm. And it's called Spaso House. And it's like this really pretty house. Me too. There's reports of him putting it in a closet and then getting it out later. But all you have to know is at some point, he hangs it above his desk in his study. And there, the big seal stayed for 7 more years through like 4 or 5 ambassadors. So we're going to fast forward to 1951. And the Cold War is heating up. I don't know, cooling down.
He's heating up. Yeah.
The Cold War is getting colder. Anyway, and a British radio operator was in the area scanning an open Soviet Air Force channel that was aimed at the ambassador's office. Oh. And suddenly, he hears American and British voices, which is highly unusual. And he's like, that's weird. I should go tell the embassy. And so he does. And the embassy is like, we need to search everything. Because they're doing regular searches almost constantly. Because at that point, they know. It was just like not even a secret anymore that everyone was spying on each other all the time.
They're like, did you not fold your laundry? Or did you forget to fold your laundry again? Or did another American spy come in and just trash the room?
Exactly. So they do a whole rundown. I'm like, that was weird. We can't find anything. Must have just been some weird fluke. Be more careful. So they brought over a couple of American security officers to double check, and they still found nothing. So they figured the Soviets must have removed the device before anyone could get in there to check. And it wasn't unusual for there to be constant spying, like I said. And they always said that all the walls in Moscow have ears. They even handed out people who would go stay at Spaso House. They'd give them these cards that were like, by the way, you will be spied on this entire time. We have no control over this. The staff, they're probably Russian spies. Just be careful of what you say. Yeah. And they usually don't take all your stuff, take any of your stuff. So you're good.
That's nice.
Yeah. So a year passes, and a new ambassador, George Kennan, is moving into the house, and they're remodeling some of it. And he's like, you know what? This is a great time for Russians to come put bugs in the walls. So how about we do another big sweep? So again, they found nothing. But the 2 guys that had been there the year before were like, I don't know. We're going to do an even more in-depth sweep of this place. And they were these two guys named Joe Bezjian and John Ford. And Joe is an interesting guy.
Ford?
John Ford, yeah.
Not the John Ford, I assume.
No, it's just some random guy. And so Joe and John, Joe is interesting. He's an Armenian-American army security officer who joined the army in order to support his mother and sister after escaping the Armenian genocide. And was an incredibly smart, technically minded man who specialized in cryptography. And his nickname was the Rug Merchant. So
okay, sounds a bit racist, but I don't know.
Very racist, but I don't know. I don't know if he sold rugs or if it was just a racist name. I'm gonna go with the racist name.
Yeah,
so
let's just assume.
While this new ambassador was moving in, he had these guys come back, Joe and John. And this time, Joe was like, okay, I'm going to go about this a little differently, because last time they knew we were cryptographers and we were security people. So this time we're going to go as guests. So he ships out all of his equipment, his radio transmitters and all that stuff. And then him and John pose as house guests of the ambassador for a few days at Spaso House. And he'd hang out, play cards, like talk, and then like observe the staff and kind of figure out their like moves, moving around and all their dealings
patterns
and stuff.
Or whatever, yeah.
Patterns. And then he'd hunt for bugs at night because he was like, yeah, that's the best place to do it. No one's going to be interfering. And he still finds nothing.
Nothing.
And he has this hunch because he's like, they picked up that signal. And there was another report of the same signal being picked up a little later, I forgot to mention. So he has this hunch that there's got to be something in here, even though they've checked everything. There's got to be something.
Not everything.
So, not everything. So he had this notion of recreating an instance where a listening device would be used. So he's like, okay, we can't find anything, so let's just recreate the scenario. You're having a meeting with someone, ambassador, and they're listening in somehow. So we're going to do a pretend meeting, and I'm going to see if I can walk around and pick up any signals. And so they set up this phony meeting, and Kenan reads this unclassified dispatch from like years before, reads it to his secretary. And while he reads, Bezjian, using a much more advanced setup than last time, and we don't even know the details of it because it's classified, but it was definitely not like the basic test they did previously. And he actually started using radio frequencies this time instead of just the other stuff or whatever that is. Okay. Wish I knew. And as he did this,
sounds high tech.
My brain is destroyed by learning about radio technology this week. I don't ever want to hear about radios again. But
I can understand that. This
guy starts talking, and he's just kind of droning on, Kenan. And Bezjian and Ford are kind of like walking around the whole building, and they pick it up again, and they can hear him talking. They're like, okay, so there's something in here. We have to figure it out. And so they got closer and closer, all the while being like, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep talking. Because like they didn't want the Russians to be suspicious. They wanted them to actually think there was a real meeting going on.
He's just making up stuff, and he's just like, oh my God, yeah, no, we're totally going to send nuclear bombs to Georgia, but not the other country. We're sending him in the shape of a possum to the other president.
Also, did
Dwight
you hear?
Eisenhower. Eisenhower loves to eat. Did you hear that Nixon ate a bunch of taters and possums?
Did you hear that Stalin and Roosevelt are lovers?
Kissed. And then he lost his mustache. Oh my God, that's our new one. They're like, go in, code red. No one can know.
No one can know.
Bunch of dudes with parachutes come in, break through the windows.
Burst in through the Spaso House windows. And so they're working their way around the office. And they still hear this signal. And finally, like tiptoeing and whispering. Because they don't know if it's like going to interfere. And finally, his radio received a signal from the source, which was the wall behind the desk. So they're like, let's move this big, huge plaque out of the way so we can just hammer into this wall. So they moved the plaque, the big wooden plaque, and they just took a hammer to the wall. And they're like, it's got to be in here somewhere. The plaque
just looks like a giant, like, future. It's like a spaceship from the future, but they don't even know. Yeah, not even that, just a single giant microphone. They're like not looking at it because they're like, hold on, we got to drill into the wall. This packaging is still on there with like a sticker and a tag that says like one microphone from Guitar
listening
Center.
Device.
Yeah.
So they start hammering at this wall, and they're like, and Bezjian is just like, I'm not finding anything. There's nothing in here. There's no wires. There's nothing. And it dawns on him. Wait, maybe it's the plaque. But no, we've checked this plaque hundreds of times. We've checked this whole place hundreds of times.
Oh, so it wasn't the first time they had checked it.
No, when that plaque was given to the Americans, they checked it. They did a full security check on it. And then over the years, every time a new ambassador would come in and during their tenures, they would check the room, they check the desk, they check the chairs, they check the paintings, they check everything.
Wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were always finding bugs. That's the thing. They were like, oh, cool, we found another microphone today.
Yeah.
There was no reason to believe anything was in this thing. Plus, it wasn't plugged into anything. So how could that even work? So Bezjian is like, okay, there's the only one thing left, and it's this plaque. Okay, let's open it up. Let's figure out how to open it up. And it seems solid, but the way that they did it was fascinating because they did this I'll have to put a diagram up because I'm not going to explain that right now. So They crack open this plaque, and lo and behold, there is a device in there. And it is right behind the mouth of the eagle. Which,
ouch.
Yeah.
It's anti-American. Ouch.
I know.
The eagle's listening.
And inside of there was this little cylindrical copper and silver capsule with this long, thin rod attached to it. And I'm going to send you a photo of this thing.
So this thing looks like the balance thing, like a seesaw.
Yeah.
It's like a microphone on one side.
On a holder. It's like being held. So the actual device itself is that little cylinder on the left and the big, long pole.
Which is no bigger than a quarter, it seems, because there's a quarter there next to it for reference.
It's the size of a quarter, so it's tiny. And they're used to finding small microphones and bugs and stuff, but this was odd to Bezjian because he was like, there's no power source for this. And that's impossible. We've never been able to figure out how to bug something without a power source. So they're just looking at this thing, which they didn't know what to call it, so they just started calling it the thing. That is what this thing is called, the thing. So they're looking at the thing and just kind of like boggled. And they test it again. They're like, yeah, this is it. How is this working? We have no clue. So it kind of blows their mind that this little thing is actually transmitting things. So they searched for more wires, couldn't find anything. And they were just confused. And George Kennan said, it represented for that day a fantastically advanced bit of applied electronics. I have the impression that with its discovery, the whole art of intergovernmental eavesdropping was raised to a new technological level. So he said while he was sitting there watching them do that, he's not even a pro, he was like, oh, this is different. This is definitely different. And they'd never seen anything like it. So that night, Bezjian was like, I'm not letting this out of my sight. So he sleeps with it under his pillow because he's like, I don't want the Soviets to come get it because we can't let them know that we found it. And they'd done a pretty good job of hiding that they were like looking for it by having that fake meeting. And the next day he shipped it to the US for them to figure out. Yeah. So this was technology that no one had ever seen that for 7 years was transmitting everything the ambassador said to every head of state, to every call with the president, to every So
it had been there the whole time. It wasn't like something where like they got advanced tech and then went back in like during the remodel or something and then put it into the plaque. It had been there from the beginning. I don't think so
because the secrets they learned were dated back to when it was first.
Oh, they were? Okay.
So,
all right.
And Stalin had been like, we have got to get something into the ambassador's house. And so having chilled Boy Scouts hand somebody a beautiful piece of art just didn't seem like, Americans don't.
We're so sentimental is why.
Yeah.
We're dumb.
It's like, we're dumb.
Americans are such softy. Like for all of the bravado of like the Second Amendment, Americans are the most like sentimental and like non-psychotic thinkers when it comes to crap like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, kids. Unless kids are getting murdered by, people.
Oh,
with,
then we don't
guns,
care at all.
In which case it doesn't matter. But
yeah. Sacrifice have to be made.
Can't get in the way of the Second Amendment, guys.
No, it's a person, actually.
Yeah.
So Americans kind of had, especially at that time, this was before the world kind of changed. Like we realized as Americans that it wasn't like a rosy little outlook. We can't trust anybody. And so at the time it was like, yeah, they're spying, but the kids gave it to us, and and it seemed like an actual gift. But they said the thing allowed them to get specific and very important information, which gave us certain advantages in the prediction and performance of world politics in the difficult period of the Cold War. So this was in there all during the Korean War. It was in there during, just really crucial things.
Yeah.
And so here's they send it back to the U.S. and they start trying to figure out what this thing is, how it works. And they are, again, just like, there's no power source.
Yeah.
And so they do figure it out. I'm going to get technical here because I know a lot of people enjoy hearing the technical
You're
parts.
like, it's actually a cup with like a string on it, and the string goes all the way through, and then it goes
someone was
out into the
listening,
ground.
yeah.
And then there's another cup at the other end with the string into it. And that's how they were able to do it without any power.
Cup string trick. So instead of me just stumbling through this, I'm just going to read out the exact thing I wrote because I don't know how this works. So what made this the thing so extraordinary? It was because it was inert. It was the very first instance of an inert or passive listening device ever found, meaning that it sits not sending any signal, remaining completely undetectable until somebody in a van outside the building with a high-power radio transmitter tunes to the correct frequency that matches the bug and is able to send a high-frequency radio signal, which then it interacts with the bug, and then that's when it kind of like quote-unquote turns on. It's like a little handshake. So if this sounds like NFC technology, it's because it is. This is where NFC comes from.
Whoa.
Is this thing. Yeah. NFC and RFID.
RFID?
RFID. And this sounds so commonplace for us now, but it was absolutely mind-blowing. It was thought of as being impossible. So this activates it, or as the NSA says, it illuminates the device. So when they'd get word that there was an important meeting happening, probably from the spies within the staff or whatever, they'd park and tune into the correct frequency and have that little like handshake, activate the bug, which then causes like the vibration of activating it. The radio wave vibration activates it causes the cavity that it's in to ring at a tuned frequency, which then turns it into a microphone.
Wild.
So the membrane inside the cavity would then vibrate, and the sound waves in the room would hit it, and then it would interact with the radio waves from the thing outside. Anyway, that's as close as I can get. And these vibrations modulated the reflected signal and sent it back to the Soviets. And so they could listen in real time to exactly what they were saying.
Wild.
And right. So again, they had never seen anything like this. So it was the first time a resonant cavity microphone was used as a listening device. And it works similarly to like a guitar or a drum, but in reverse. So like instead of like wood can like really enhance the sound of like what a note or a sound wave sounds like, but then
amplifying it.
Yeah, it's a good conductor for sound waves. So in this case, it was the opposite. So the wood did help a lot. The fact that it was wooden helped a lot for them to actually pick up the sound and transmit it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of that makes sense. That's my understanding of it.
The sound is going into the wood, which is then going into the receiver, as opposed to the receiver being the thing that would resonating the note that would be amplified by the wood to go out. Is sort of what you're saying, right?
Yes. And it's this and then so when they're done with listening, they turn it off and they leave, and it is inert until the next time they go listen.
That's cool.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And it like kind of caused this like, not panic. I would just say that's kind of like, whoa. Like the American like security people were like, this is awesome. We got to like figure out how to, do this ourselves and use it. And so they share it with the British, and the British also help, and they learn how to recreate it. And they were our allies at the time and still are.
Not my allies at the time.
Yeah, no, you're right. My bad. So they all figure it out, and they're like, we can't let anyone know about this. The Soviets can't know. I mean, they do know, but at that point it was like, we're not going to be telling everybody what we found until 1960.
Okay.
And in May 1st, 1960, there is the U-2 spy plane incident.
Right.
And yeah, so Gary Powers, Francis Gary Powers was a pilot of an American U-2 spy plane. Bono was there. The Edge was on there. And luckily they were all...
He lives at home. He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. He was always the one that never really wanted to party. But hey, they shot him down. And in an alternate timeline, that would have actually been U2, and we wouldn't have been able to get that U2 music put on our iPods, whatever.
People
I don't know why.
Mad about that. Speaking of turning something on and then it beams onto something and then it records.
It's a listening device, but it's
actually where the name comes
worse.
from. Yeah.
Auditory terrorism. So the pilot of the U-2 spy plane was shot down while flying in Soviet airspace. And this created this like massive international fallout because this was the first time confirmed. There was a confirmation that, hey, we're spying on you. The U.S. is spying on Russia. I mean, everyone knew it, but they could actually prove it.
Prove it,
especially to the UN. So they call a UN hearing on this because Russia's pissed. They're like, can you believe this? They're supposed to be like, this is an act of aggression, and they should all be condemned for it and, punished for it. And there was like 4 straight days of this hearing. And the Russians had 3 of the days to just be like, and here's all the things against them. And then blah, 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 blah. We should charge them with an act of aggression. And America just sat there and chill for the first 4 days. And on day 4...
you don't even know.
Yeah, wait. On day 4, the U.S. sends in the current ambassador, who is Henry Cabot Lodge Jr. And he proceeds to just whip out the thing and put it on the table. I'm going to send you a picture of this because you
device,
can see...
by the way, not his thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You can see how excited they... You're funny. You can see how... I hate everything. You can see how excited... Like, you can see this smug excitement on his face.
Yeah.
As he's pointing out the beak. He's pointing to the beak and being like, this is where the microphone was, and this is how this works. And they went into explaining that they had been spying on them for years.
Oh, you know what that is? That's like you screwing up once, and then like 6 months later, your mom brings it up again, and she's like, "Oh, really?" Because you're trying to criticize her for something, and she's like, "Guess what? Remember this time that you did this that I didn't bring up before? I'm gonna bring it up now, right when in the middle of you yelling at me." Yeah.
But so yeah, you could tell like all the Americans. I watched a video of this. They were all just like so excited. They were just sitting there like, "Ooh, here we go," and they whip this out, and everyone's like, whoa, that's magic. Because again, they still didn't have that technology known to everybody. So they get up and they're like, actually, here's how they've been spying on us. So we were not the first to spy. So screw you. And Russia lost the hearing. Like what's it called? Not lost the hearing. Voted against. They were voted against.
Cage match.
So the cage match between Stalin.
They're like, listen, we might have had planes flying over Russia at any given moment, recording everything that was below them in international airspace that may or may not have belonged to anyone specific, but it was definitely over Russia. But when we were staying in Russia, in their hotel room, on their property, in their land, in their rooms, they put in a microphone. So basically it's the same.
A state-of-the-art microphone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look, they were there. They did it first. We just... Anyway, so this worked. It kind of like, it was very dramatic. Everyone in the UN was like, whoa, you've been sitting on this. And it made the headlines everywhere. And by then... It's smart
because they're like, you don't even know what else we're sitting on, essentially, is what the point. That's
exactly.
what all politics is. It's just like, what battle do we fight?
Because then the Russians are like, what else do they know? We had no idea they knew this. They played their game right.
Yeah. They didn't know that we know that you know that I know that we know that you don't know, that you know another thing that I don't know that you know. We know.
We know it. Well, you don't know. We don't know, and we do know. So
governments are stupid.
This is kind of what?
I said governments are stupid.
So dumb.
These are the things that dictate whether we live or die, is whether or not someone reveals a secret or not.
It's and then they're all just like, okay, we're done with the meeting. Let's go eat, and that's it. That's what they do. They just decide these things that affect the world for decades. Anyway. Because of this, it kind of kicked off this excitement and this like the spy war between the USSR and the USA. And it just got crazier from there. And the suspicion deepened. Everyone was terrified of this person is Russian. There must be a spy. It just kind of turned us all against each other. We all know
that those days are behind us. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Actually, you know what? To be fair, now it's just all in the open and no one gives a shit anymore.
We have
like, whatever.
A listening device in our pockets.
We've just branded it as a tool for freedom. That's the thing.
Yeah. Genius, by the way. That's a genius branding.
Yeah. Now the Russians have to pay in order to spy on us and influence elections, okay?
To find
as long
us
as we're making money off of it, then it's fine. Because we'll use that money for lobbyists to make sure that our business is never shut down.
Ever. And man, it makes me wish for the days where there was just a big wooden thing with a tiny guy, a little thing in it, and that's it. The world is bad, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been
really
bad. It's just gotten worse.
Nah, we just watch it now. So this just deepened all of it really did not help the Cold War vibe.
It turned up the heat on the Cold War.
Up. And it's funny in these videos of him showing this, the audience was like chuckling. They were like they were laughing out loud because it was so like, whoa.
You look like a bitch.
Yeah, idiot. So who created this?
The Russians.
Yeah, but which Russian? So
Stalin.
Yeah, he's an
electric
electric engineer.
I thought he did everything.
He did everything, yeah.
Yeah.
No. He just held the gun to someone's head while they did it. So
Listen, some people say that the real leaders are the ones who can motivate people to deliver on time. That's most people
guns.
in Silicon Valley who become rich don't actually do any of the work or programming or coding or inventing or innovating. They're just really good at holding a gun to someone's head, and then they get rich.
Mark Zuckerberg hasn't coded in 20 years.
Or come up with one idea ever.
No. Ever.
He's literally famous for stealing an idea, don't forget.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. So the person behind this is where it kind of got like, whoa, for me. Because I've heard about this person. The inventor behind the quote-unquote thing is a man named Lev Theremin, better known in the States as Leon Theremin. He was the famed inventor of one of the very first electronic instruments, the theremin. Have you ever seen one of these?
Nope.
Oh, dang. We had him in school band. So the theremin is insane because
the hell is this thing?
Yeah, that's a theremin.
Never seen this.
What? I'll send you a picture.
It's a mood.
You've heard it though. It's all the sci-fi movies have it. Like all that like eerie.
Yeah.
So the thing with the theremin is that you didn't have to touch it to play it. And Leon Theremin invented it, and he was very popular in the U.S. for being this like innovator behind this instrument that was like, kind of like this novelty. And you could play it without touching it, and it was pretty much magic. And he was extremely ahead of his time when it comes to like wireless inventions.
Yeah.
So how did this guy get from inventing this and being on stage playing it in America to being held hostage in a gulag and being told to make a listening device? I am going to tell you all about that next week because his life is insane. This dude is fascinating. That's my tab on The Thing.
Nice.
The Great Seal Bug is what they call it.
Love The Thing. Also an excellent John Carpenter movie, which is technically, I believe, a remake of another movie. But all things must pass, much like this tab. Yeah. And all things must pass away, like Dick Cheney and our tabs that we need to destroy now. How do we dishonor Dick Cheney's memory and incorporate that into the closing of these tabs?
Okay, let's see. We got to have the possums in there somewhere.
Yeah, I guess we can have possums getting shot.
How about a car hitting a possum, but it's actually Dick Cheney?
Or a gunshot, like the possum's shooting Dick Cheney in the face, and then Dick Cheney has to apologize to the possum, or some variation of that.
He's forced to apologize to his shooter, Yeah, we're going to have a gunshot, Alyssa.
Yeah, with a possum screaming at the beginning of it as well.
Do a possum scream and then a gunshot.
Ready?
Okay, you ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
You count.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Get out of there. Moving on to listener emails. First up is Margot from San Diego. And guess what Margot sent us, Hannah?
Ooh, what? Voice memo?
Memo. Hi, Hannah and Kaveh. This is Margot from San Diego, Ken Allen's biggest fan. I'm calling not with a tab, but with a story that I think you'll enjoy. And I apologize if you can hear heavy breathing in the background. That is my dog, who does not like it when I talk to technology. Anyway, my uncle has a friend that lives up in the Yukon. It's the Northwest Territory? Province? I think Territory. Territory in Canada. It's by Alaska. It's huge and beautiful, and there's like 10 people total there. So this friend is like 80 years old.
Yeah,
he lives in a little house that's in a small town, but again, it's like, I don't know, 3 people live there, something like that. He's sitting in his living room one day, watching TV. He's got the front door open, enjoying the sunshine. And he hears a weird noise outside. It's like a scratching noise, but he doesn't really think that much about it. He keeps watching his show. And a few minutes later, he hears like a grunting noise. And he's like, that's weird. What's that? But he still doesn't get up. He's watching his show. And a couple minutes later, he hears a grunt a lot closer. And he looks up and there is a black bear coming in his front door. No. And remember, this little old man, he's like 80 years old. He's just sitting there watching TV. He doesn't know what to do. So he stands up and he punches the bear square in the face, right between the eyes. And the bear is so surprised that it backs up out of the house and he's able to slam the door in the bear's face and lock it. I think of this story literally every single day. If I could do something half as brave as punching a black bear in the face, I think I'd be pretty proud of myself for my life. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that story. Thank you, Alyssa. Keep it Josie, and throw me in the tribute toilet.
Into the tribute toilet.
Into the tribute toilet. You know what's funny is that all I saw was that it was a voice memo. And then I pulled it. I didn't listen to it, so I didn't know that it was going to be about black bears. That was a total accident.
Perfect.
Yeah. Amazing.
Whoa, I thought you planned that. That's awesome.
That's like a Teddy Roosevelt move. Just punching a black bear in the face.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a Timothy Treadwell move.
Who's that?
Did you ever see Grizzly Man? I thought you did see Grizzly Man.
Oh, I did. Yeah. No, he's...
Yeah, Timothy Treadwell. There's a video of him punching a bear in the face, but it's like a grizzly bear coming towards him.
Yeah, the ones that kill you.
Yeah,
the grizzly
that killed him.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, it did. And it's one of those things where it's like, you have a pet lion? Okay. And you died from a lion bite? Got it. Makes sense. Anyway.
Thank you, Margot. It's also nice to see somebody from San Diego who loves Ken Allen as much as we do.
Yes.
And what a story. Oh, dear Lord.
It's terrifying.
What do you think that the bear was after?
Food. Donuts. They love donuts.
Possums. They love possum inside the house.
No, that bear was looking for Teddy Roosevelt. He's been looking for hundreds.
Descendant of Teddy Roosevelt, of the other bear. No,
like
actually, he wanted to thank Teddy Roosevelt. He's like, thanks for not killing my great grand uncle. That was lame, and putting him out of his misery. That was lame.
Yeah, and now I got punched in the face for it. Wow.
Yeah, what the hell? I came to thank you people. What the shit? Assholes. So I'll take my gratitude elsewhere.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris,
anyway,
mine
thank
is
you, Margot.
Yeah, thank you, Margot. I loved that. Mine is from Chrissy from Virginia. And Chrissy says, hello, Hannah, Kaveh, and Alyssa. My name is Chrissy, and I live in Virginia. I love your podcast. With the world feeling like it is imploding, it is so nice to have something to take my mind off the news for a bit. I am working my way through all of your episodes. I started at the beginning, listened up through most of 2024, and then started listening to the current episodes as they come out. Now I have this weird gap, but always get excited when I come across the origin of one of your inside jokes. A lot of people say that, or they're like, "Oh, I just figured out what the bog is about."
Throw me in the bog. This is once again. I put this in the show notes last week, and they'll continue to be in the show notes. This is a request to all of you guys who listen, who like to take catalog of stuff. We do have a show. We have a show wiki. It's linked in the notes. We'd love it if people contributed to that so that we could. It'll help us to be able to see it visually as well. But Hannah and I are incapable of doing that.
Absolutely.
So if you're a person who likes to do that, or like an archivist of some sort, please go ahead and contribute to that. It would be really helpful to us. Anyway, continue.
I would love that. I always have 500 tabs open, so I thought I would share one of my favorites. I remembered this tab while listening to the episode Gatekeeping Behavioral Sync and Crows, talking about the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it's Patrick.
It's a Patrick episode. My open tab is myretrotvs.com. Have you been to this place?
No.
This is my new
bunch of CRTs or something? On
the website, you can... on the website, you can toggle between decades beginning at the 50s. I tend to frequent the My 80s and My 90s channels. On the website is an old TV screen, and you can flip through different channels and watch programming from that decade.
Whoa.
You can sort by cartoons, comedy, commercials, drama, game shows, movies, music, news, and so much more. Turn on the TV and pick a channel. Thank you for all that you do. I am a nurse educator, so I'm always looking at random tabs while planning education and end up going down major rabbit holes. I am sure you will hear from me again. Keep it Josie, Chrissy. So
thank you,
this
Chrissy.
Is one of my new favorite websites.
I never
one of my
heard
new
of
favorite
this.
sites. It's incredible, and it works really well. So I was flipping through the channels from the year of my birth. Are you looking at it?
On?
Yeah, you got to turn it on like with a button.
News. Oh, so what do you do? Oh, I see you change the channel.
Yeah, you go up and down on the right. Are you at the 80s one?
Whoa, I'm at the 90s one.
Oh yeah, the
This
90s
channel
one's
doesn't
fun.
work.
Yeah, some of them are just fuzzy like they used to be.
Whoa, this is insane.
Yeah, and like you can see up in the top, it's like they have
there's Clinton.
5,000 cartoons, and they just play on a loop. Commercials, 20,000 commercials. Yeah.
Oh, what, dude?
What? What did you turn it on to? What? Tell me.
I swear on all that is holy, I went to the 90s channel and I changed the channel and it went to the news. Guess what's playing?
Whoa. Oh.
The funeral of Richard Nixon.
No.
Swear on all that is holy.
Are you serious? Take a screenshot.
I will. I cannot believe that this is what pulled up.
I'm speechless. Are you serious?
I swear to God. Hold on, I'm waiting until it cuts to Nixon. Holy shit.
This is
because I saw Clinton and I was like, what's happening? And they're folding the flag. Holy shit. Dear God. I can't.
This is perfect.
Unreal, dude. Unreal.
Out of all of the things that are on there, because look, it says the news. There's like 4,000 newses.
Oh my God! What an end to an incredible week of like weird coincidences and loops being closed. Holy shit! And on that note,
yeah.
Amazing.
Let's not even say bye. We're just going to end on Nixon's funeral.
Nixon's funeral. I'm just going to say real quick, if you have another tab that you'd like to submit to us, please go ahead and send it to 500opentabs@gmail.com. That's 500. Unbelievable. I'm speechless. Speechless.
No, I don't know what to say.
Speechless.
If we can get
There's
like a little
nothing to say.
recording of the funeral, maybe we can
I don't know
just
how to do that.
Lead out. No, like we can just put it in and it can
like just later.
fade out. Yeah.
The music is incredible.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's so
dramatic. Is it
dramatic.
Going to be the same? Is it going to be the same for me?
The funeral music?
Should I turn on the news on the 90s?
I think it's the end of it. That's the crazy part.
Oh.
And now it's going to something else. No, it's playing it on loop now. It's going back to it, it looks like. You know what's funny is I remember when this was on TV.
Yeah.
I remember when Nixon's funeral was on TV. It's April 27th, 1994.
I can't believe.
Oh, gross. Kissinger's talking? Disgusting.
Oh, Kissinger spoke at the funeral?
Of course he did. But he never gave up. Ew, Reagan's there? Disgusting.
I
thought he was dead.
Reagan? No, that was when he was like
what year did Reagan die? I forget. I didn't realize that Nixon died before
early
Reagan
2000s,
did.
right?
I don't remember. I blocked it out.
Yeah, he died in 2004.
Oh, shit. I don't think I knew that he died that late, even though I've been to the Presidential Museum.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Anyway, I wonder if this was all a giant play.
I can't believe this is
This totally derailed me in like everything.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chrissy, for this gift you gave us.
That was really funny. Anyway, okay. And in the meantime, keep it.
Yeah, I'll see you at Nixon's funeral.
Keep it Josie at the Dickie Nixie funeral party on myretrotvs.com.
I'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.